Okay, first and foremost, I want to give all honors and praises and glory belongs to my Lord and Savior, whose name is Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahabashai, Bahasham, Wahavaka Kodash. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahabashai. Give me reverence and honor to the elder apostle of great millstone that taught me this truth. Okay, and those of you that are in the spirit, and to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the few, the very few brothers and sisters listening and also learning across the globe. I did not quite know what I was going to name this lesson, but I'll name it after. But this is based on war, okay? And we know there's a spiritual war going on that we don't see. Okay, so if it's a spiritual war, and it's so much what a physical, it's more so spiritual, but it plays out in the physical. Okay, so we always have to be what? On post, on guard, and ready. Okay, this is 2 Timothy 2. And Lord willing, this will be edifying to the hopeful elect. This is 2 Timothy 2. And start at 2. And the things that has heard of me among many witnesses. Okay, things that I've heard by what? Paul. Okay, that has heard among me, among many witnesses, the same commit thou unto faithful men, men that are faithful in this word. Okay, and the scriptures tell you in Matthew 25 about a faithful servant. So that's what Yahushua is looking for, faithful men that are going to do this work, that are not going to make excuses, that are not going to hide. It's easy to do that. That's who's looking for, faithful men that are willing. It's ready. You can't really will yourself. It's Yahushua that puts the spirit in what certain men to keep on going. You shall be able to teach others also. This is not just a thing of us learning this truth, but also teaching others, building up other brothers so they can be what built up and they can teach themselves. Verse 3, therefore endure hardness. So you're enduring something. That means you're fighting against something. Okay, there's an opposition. Okay, so what would you need to endure if there was no opposition? Okay, what would you need to endure? When you go into the word endure, to undergo or suffer, especially without breaking. And this is what happens in this truth. Men break, so they no longer want to teach the word anymore. Okay, a little bit of tribulation, and they break. They no longer want to teach, and to continue in existence, to make hard, harden, to bear. So the things we go through, the things we endure, is to make us hard. If you're soft, and this is why you think you got to be mentally strong. That's why you see this quote. It says, "Keep your heads up, because the Most High gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers." And I hope I'm not looking at this quote in a carnal way, because the scriptures do says he's picked the weak things of the world, but strong, I take that as mentally, because I've always said this. You had men that come into the truth, that are in the truth. They have an outward appearance. They're so strong, but when it really comes to the scriptures, you find out more so they're weak. They're not as strong as they make out to be. You have to be mentally strong in this truth. Mentally strong. Hardened, to bear, to tolerate. So part of the enduring is what we tolerate, to keep up and to maintain. Okay? So endure hardness as a good soldier. Hardness. And being out on them highways and byways, that makes you hard. Okay? Not giving yourself to excessive greed. That makes you hard. It makes you austere. Fasting. That makes you, all these things play into what? Building up the inner man. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this world. So we're in a war. So why would you entangle yourself with the affairs, okay, of this life? In other words, the affairs of the world. Okay? You're trying to keep up with the world's expectations. That he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. So we've been chosen to be a soldier. To please who? To please Yahushua. Not the world. Okay. So now I want to go to, bear me just a minute, Deuteronomy 20 and 7. Abakashah. Because again, you know, this is a situation with certain brothers, because certain brothers may have women and so forth in this truth, but you can't worry about what your woman's gonna do. Okay, if she gonna cheat on you, she's gonna cheat on you. Okay, you know, these things just happen. Let's go to Deuteronomy 20 and 7. Okay, and what man is there that has betrothed a wife? And you go into the word betrothed, it says what? Promised to marry. Okay, the person who you are engaged, pledged to be married to. Okay, so if a man had betrothed a wife, okay, taken a wife, okay, married, engaged, okay, bear me just a minute, and have not taken her, okay, let him go and return unto his house, right? Lest he die in the battle, because in war you can't be thinking, oh, what's my woman doing? You know, you're bugging out. What's my woman doing? Now you don't make it to camp because you're so focused on pleasing your woman. Lest he die in the battle and another man take her. So if you got all these worrying, you got a woman at home, you're worried about her, constantly worried, you return back to her. If you're in that spirit, okay. You can't be in that spirit. Oh well, you know, it would be hard, but I don't know. You know, if we were to split up, I don't know what I would do without her. That's a weak spirit. And another man take her, and that's in the law also. That when one of the when one of the men died in war, and he had a wife, you can take her if he's dead. Okay, because that's what happened in war. You had it, and that's why you had something called spoils of war. Okay, you had these things in war. Okay, but that's if that's lucky. That's if, yes, am I saying it right? Yeah. Okay, and that's in the law also. And that's why it says, and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle and another man take her. And the officer shall speak further unto the people and say, if what man shall unto the people, and they shall say, what man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted? You come into camp faint-hearted. You don't really want to be there. You don't really want to do that. And this is what I've been saying for a long time. But nobody pays attention because men are too high-minded. Okay? Looking around that someone's coming for you, let him go and return unto his house as his brother's heart faint as well as his heart, because this happens, and I've witnessed this firsthand within camps. There might be one man or two men that don't believe, and they start projecting that energy on the rest of the body. Now everybody's in a fearful manner. That's why you want to acquaint yourself with those that are really about the truth. Okay? Like I said, you can't get worried about, oh, is my woman, is she gonna leave me? Well, she probably will. Who knows? Okay? When you're at camp, she probably is, you know, getting with somebody else. Okay, in your manner. Okay? And scripture says that as well. She wipeth her lips and saith, what have I done? Paraphrase of what have I done? These things are going to happen. Okay, let's go to 1 Corinthians 7. Okay. 1 Corinthians 1. Start at. Just a minute. Verily, and they that weep as though they have not wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not. So, someone might even pass that you knew, that's close to you. You gotta keep going, and that's what it is. This is war. You're gonna have casualties. Someone might even fall out. You gotta keep going. Okay. And they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not. So that's the spirit we're in. We're in the spirit of what? Being pilgrims upon this earth. Okay? And they that use this world as not abusing it, overdoing it to over excess. But the fashion of this world passeth away. So the way things are done in this world, that's going to pass away. The way you see everything now, how Esau has set up his rulership, that's going to pass away. We go into it with fashion, the schema in the Greek, the image, the form. So the form how Esau has put everything out in this world, that's going to be done away with. But I would have you without carefulness, he that is unmarried, care for the things that belong to the Lord. Because his dedication is to what? Yahweh Shai. Okay? So be careful for those things. Okay? And how he may please Yahweh Shai. But he that is married, care for the things of the world, that are of the world. Why? Because 9 times out of 10 your woman's worldly. She wants to go places. She doesn't want to stay in all the time. She doesn't want to be under you all the time. She wants to go places. Okay? And this is the reality of it. Your women don't really belong to you in this world. It belongs to Esau most of the time. Okay? You even got this in the offices. Who's to say when you're going to work she ain't, messing with someone else? She's got her work buddies. Okay? All this happens. But this is why we need a resetting. How he may please his wife. So those that are married, they care about how they can please their woman, not Yahweh Shai. And that puts them in more a feminine spirit. Okay? This is what it does. Okay? Jump straight to verse 35. And this I speak for your own profit. So Paul wasn't doing it to be bad mind. He was doing it for our own profit, letting us know what's going to happen. Okay? Not that I may cast a snare upon you, a trap. So he wasn't being vindictive with it. He was letting them know what's going to happen. But for that which is comely, that you may attend upon the Lord Yahweh Shai without distraction. Because with women comes distractions. They want your time. Okay? And it can happen. You've seen it happen with men. They fell out of the truth because of their woman. You've seen these things happen. They were given an ultimatum. Don't let your woman give you no ultimatum. You're the man of the household. You're letting your woman give you the ultimatum. It's time to man up. Okay? You do these things, your house is going to take care of the rest. So with this lesson, I hope this was edifying, and until the next time, Shalom.